Good morning. So there's a couple of things I want to show you before I start the reading this morning. My beautiful friend got me a new deck as an early birthday present. My birthday's the 30th of August, so a couple of weeks still. But she got me this beautiful Celtic deck called Celtic Spirit Oracle, which is perfect for me because I'm really getting into my ancestral roots, my Irish roots and Scandinavian roots, but more so Irish roots. So for ages I've been wanting to get a couple of like Celtic type decks anyway. So this is so beautiful. It's got I forget the name of this symbol, but I love it so much because a lot of decks have the edges painted, but they're usually metallic. But this is like a matte green and I absolutely love it. And the artwork is just so nice and just the symbolism, and it's just beautiful. So I want to incorporate that in the reading today. Then I also got two other new decks. Another Irish one, Anam Cara, which is Gaelic for friendship. Such a beautiful deck. This is what I mean by the metallic edges. So this one has like a copper edge, so beautiful. But this is the first deck I've seen that has a colored edge that's just matte. And I just think, I don't know, the green just really is beautiful. This is beautiful too, but just for different reasons. But the artwork on this, look at that. It's just so gorgeous. And I love getting new decks, but I'm particularly excited about these ones because of the fact that I'm trying to, or I'm just feeling really pulled to delve more into my Irish roots. So that might be something you resonate with. Maybe you have some roots in other countries or different cultures that you are feeling really drawn to wanting to find out more information about or learn about your ancestors and things like that. And fun fact, my name Daisy on here comes from my Irish great-grandmother. She was called Daisy, and I believe she's one of my guides. So that helps me with these readings and such. So that's where I got the name Daisy Readings from. Then the other deck I got, Green Witch Oracle, so very on theme. Yesterday was very on theme for getting green Irish type decks. This isn't specifically an Irish deck. This is just more about botanical. It's a botanical deck. Hang on. But again, green. This one doesn't have a painted edge. It's just the white. But again, the artwork is just so gorgeous. Look how vivid. I just love the pictures on here. Just so beautiful. So I might try and add those into today's reading as well and see what kind of messages we get. Another thing I found the other day, I've been meaning to go into this vintage shop for the longest time, and there was a section that she had all this old dice in, and so I always wanted to get one of these multi-faced dice. So I got one of those, love the red. But I found this weird one. You might know what game this comes from, but it was like, the numbers are very random, like 64, 2, 8, 32. I just thought that was really cool. So I was like, I want to incorporate that into my reading as well to see if there's certain numbers that correspond with the reading. So let's get into it. Actually, no, I want to get this deck first. So what is this mirror? So someone you're mirroring maybe. What is this reading about today, please? What is in this collector's energy right now? Lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. So something might be about to enter your life that you're not expecting. You might be about to get some form of communication that you have forgot, like just put out of your head that you were ever going to get. I just noticed too that when I put those dice down, got the number 2 and the number 8, which were in August anyway, but 28 could be significant for you, or the 2nd of August might be a significant date. What's this one? Axe. So breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. So there could have even been, if you might be going through this right now, you might have had the rug ripped from underneath you recently, where something that you didn't realize was in trouble was ended very abruptly and very coldly. Someone cut you off cold and ended things very harshly, because that Axe card is about a breakup, but it's about someone just it's just very sudden. And because this is lightning, it's sudden, shocking news. If this isn't something that you're going through right now, this might be something that is coming back around that you're not expecting. You're about to get some kind of shocking news or some kind of communication that you weren't expecting to get from this person that ended things quite abruptly with you, that caused quite a lot of pain in your heart for you. Yeah, so maybe you were engaged to this person. Engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, union. So again, if someone cut this off very suddenly and went immediately into silent treatment afterwards, and you felt quite abandoned by this person, and they revoked these promises of engagement, marriage, long-lasting commitment, that would be quite shocking to your system. But again, if this isn't something that's just happened to you, this is what did happen, and something's about to come back around that you have not been expecting. Unconditional love. Self-love, you would have had to have worked very much on your self-love if this is what happened to you. But oneness, passion, affection, attraction. So let's confirm these. What is this lightning? What is this sudden change? I think something's about to change in your energy. Something's about to happen in your surroundings, whether it's communication or what, that's going to suddenly change either your perception, or something's about to change for you. Karmic relationship. So maybe perhaps for a long time you were hoping that this person would come back, and then you're being flooded with memories of how badly this person hurt you, and perhaps now you're putting them in the category of a karmic relationship because you're just thinking, someone that truly loves me wouldn't do that to me. You might be getting a lot of triggers at the moment, and it's building resentment inside you that is making you, it's almost pushing you to let go of this person, and learning to love yourself more. Yeah, seduction. So there was a third party interference here that caused this person to suddenly cut off this connection. Doesn't have to necessarily be another romantic connection, although it could have been, but any kind of third party situation that seduced your person away from the connection and caused them to make the decision to cut you off, to end things, to just go abandon you and go into silent treatment with you. But this is also attraction, flirting, dating. And for that to confirm Axe, there was definitely some third party, whether it was a work situation, a family situation, a friend situation, or another romantic situation that you didn't know about that caused this breakup. Engagement ring confirmed by coffee cup. So I think this person wants to meet up and converse. And maybe that's why this will be shocking to you, because if you haven't heard from this person in a long time, if when they ended things, they just cut you off completely and were very cold and detached, you're not expecting them to want to meet up and talk. Okay, unconditional love. And as well, you might have been feeling very heavy lately, like you haven't had the motivation as well to do the things that you normally, you know, like your normal routine has kind of felt a bit lacking lately because you've felt this heavy, flat energy, outdated thinking. So I think this is you as well, where you're going over this situation where you really love this person, but you're replaying events in your head. One, trying to understand what happened here, and also perhaps trying to think of all the negatives so that you can move on. Like looking at the situation being like, this person hurt me really badly, they did terrible things to me, it's time for me to move on, because why would I want someone back who can treat me that way, who can discard me so easily, make me feel so worthless and replaceable, disposable. So it's like you're trying to condition your mind to think of all the negatives to help you move on from this person, but almost love yourself too. Like, if I truly love myself, if I really am in my self-worth and know my value, then I wouldn't accept this kind of behavior back. I have no idea which way this deck is going. Yeah, but endings bring new beginnings. Coffin on the bottom. Change, liberation, transition. So I think, and this lightning is also about transformation. So there, you might be going through a transition right now, but you could also be picking up the energy of this person that wants to meet up and converse about this commitment, about the union that you two once had. Excuse me. So I just want to see if there's actually communication coming in soon. So I just want to get this deck and see what's coming up for this collective. What is coming in for this collective, please? In the next few weeks, I want to say. Oh, so maybe you feel used by this person, but gold digger, they want your money being used. That also might be, if this person is coming in to communicate, you might be feeling like, oh, let go, make room for the new beginning on its way to you now. So I think over this next few weeks, you are reminiscing. This person, I think, did make you feel quite used. It doesn't have to be specifically that they used you for your money, but that could be part of it. But you might be going through a transition of letting go of what's happened here. And that transformation, that growth in you is going to make room for some new beginning in your life. Water sign. So you could be a water sign, or this person could be, but there's a lot of emotions around this. And again, if someone cut you off cold and you were engaged to them and there was a promise of forever, and it was very a harsh cutoff, like this person went from ending things to detaching very coldly, and there was no communication after, and you were left really just spiraling. There's so much emotions. Heartbreak is a very strong, horrible, heavy emotion to have. But Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. All right, gold digger. And maybe part of what you're going through over the next few weeks is really releasing all those emotions and letting it go. Giving yourself the closure that this person didn't give you. Gold digger. Fourth of the 8th, I'm being called to say. 4th of the 8th. Don't know why. Could be significant. Air sign. So this person that you feel used by could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but also very stuck in the mind. This is something you've been very stuck in the mind over, feeling how this person used you, and you've been overthinking all the situations and everything that led up to that point of being cut off. It's probably caused you a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety and overwhelm because you've been overthinking so much about this situation, which is why you might be about to reach this point of letting it go, because you just don't want to carry that anymore. problems with addiction or gambling, bad finances. So maybe as well this person, because you've got gold digger, they want your money being used. But again, they could have used you for your money, but there might have been gambling and bad finances tied to this connection too, that because for that to confirm let go, it might be as well that there's a period of time where you've been trying to get yourself back on your feet because of some bad financial decisions. So to say make room for the new beginning on its way to you now, it's like there's a fresh start about to be offered to you when it comes to finances. But you could also be working on, perhaps you're trying to be sober now, or you've had addictions that you're trying to let go of, trying to heal from. Water sign. Nothing about communication has come out yet though. So it could be in your energy that this person wants to meet up, or you're hoping they want to meet up. Yeah, cycles. So you've been on this roundabout with this person quite a few times. Again, this is like that coffin. Endings bring new beginnings. So fate, karma, something ending, something beginning. Caution, find out more information, but don't overwork yourself. So again, if you've been really overthinking about the past and ruminating on all the cracks that were in the relationship prior to it ending, and then the actual ending of it and how you were treated, it's like, yes, there is things that you want answers to, but it's also not to overwhelm yourself with what you don't know. And that might be part of the giving yourself the closure that you were never given, so that you can get on with your life. But there's nothing about them communicating. So that conversing with the coffee cup, it might be that this is in this person's energy towards you right now. They might have guilt towards the way they ended things and they want to clear the air with you, but it's not something that there's nothing about them actually coming forward with communication right now. I just quickly want to get one of these oracle cards, the Green Witch Oracle. And that's by Sherilyn Darcy. That's what the box looks like. Let's get one of these because I just quickly want to get you like a universal message about these next few weeks. Second of July. Desire. This looks like one of those, you know, on Ouija boards, how they have the little thing that they use to move around the board. And a crescent moon. Crescent moons could be significant to you. And the number 3. Cos lettuce. Desire. All right, let me find the page. I think definitely love is on your mind. I mean, desire would make sense, but love is the flower of life and blossoms unexpectedly and without law, and must be plucked where it is found and enjoyed for the brief hour of its duration. Fulfillment in many areas of your life can be found by working a little more on your current relationships. Overcoming challenges is indicated, and new material gain and recovery are also shown. So you're going through a recovery period, and I think something, you're about to gain something that you're not aware of yet. Lettuce helps us get better physically and emotionally. It asks that you watch the way you are caring for yourself and to be careful about what it is you are focused on. Caution. Find out more information, but don't overwork yourself. Don't overwhelm your mind. Easier said than done. I get that. Are your desires really serving your truth? Lettuce is usually planted in spring or autumn, so maybe spring or autumn is significant here. But magical correspondences for cos lettuce is lust, renewal, recovery, love, and fertility. Deities are Venus and Min. Celestial, the moon. Sign Cancer. So you might be a Cancer, but there's also there's little spells in here. I showed this on my The wind just shut the door. In my subs only, my little daisy chain subs videos, this deck has spells in it for each of the cards. So this one is the desire spell. Renew your skin and boost your desirability while bringing what you desire closer. Place together in a red bowl 2 tablespoons of finely shredded lettuce, 1 teaspoon of corn flour, 1 tablespoon of rolled oats, 1 tablespoon of dried milk, 1 tablespoon of fine powdered clay, and 1 drop of rose oil. Mix together while visualizing what it is you desire. Pat onto a clean face, leave for 30 minutes, and then rinse off. So a little face mask spell. Maybe you need to do some self-care. Okay, and maybe that will help ease your mind as well. So with that being said, I want to get just one of these oracle cards to see something that you can meditate on. If you are an overthinker too and meditation is too hard for you to sit in quiet, guided meditations are good for that, because then you're listening to the person guiding you through the meditation and it really takes your mind off of the racing thoughts. But as well, going on long walks is quite meditative as well. So it's like by the time you get home again, you've cleared your mind of all that overthinking. So what does this collective need to meditate on, please? Focus. So you need to focus right now, but number 24, let's find it. If you have been feeling scattered, now is the time to home in on your desires. Desire again. Time to be direct and very clear with your intentions. So for you, yourself, be very clear and set intentions for yourself and even speak it to your spirit team. Watch your thoughts, because you are drawing into your life what you are focusing on. Where energy flow, how does that saying go? Where energy flows, something grows. So basically what you focus on is what will manifest. So if you don't want to manifest negative things, which I'm guessing you don't, then try to switch your thought pattern. Meditate on this card when you want clarity and directness in thought and speech. Bow and arrow. So bow and arrows might have some significance for you. Arrows. The bow and arrow have been used as a weapon for hunting and protection. Now they are used more for sport. It is with great focus, discipline, and sight that one becomes a skilled archer. So there's a message in that for you. What you focus on is what you will gain. So you don't want to gain the negative. Okay, so what is it that you don't see right now? What is it this collective can't see right now? Depression. So this could even, because this is what you can't see right now, so you might even be thinking to yourself, well, I'm depressed. But if this is, either you don't recognize that you're going through depression right now, or this person connected to you is going through quite a low point. Especially if they cut you off coldly and there's never been any like real closure or real conversations around it, and this person is going over revoked promises like engagement. But putting on a show. So I want to say, whoever this person is that's connected to you, they're quite depressed, but they're putting on a show to anyone around them that they are fine and that nothing affects them. But it's just, it couldn't be further from the truth. Bad choices. So I think the reason that they're going through this depression is because, like I said, they're really heavily going over the way they ended things with you, perhaps how they treated you and the conflicts you had during the relationship, but they're bad choices since the relationship. And I think that's causing them to go through quite a low point in their life. which is probably why as well communication didn't come out, because right now this person is so overwhelmed with thoughts of what they've done and the bad choices that they've made that they're quite depressed. But they're as well someone that's very good at repressing their emotions, so they're able to come off like they're happier than ever and nothing affects them. So they're putting on a show, but truly inside, in their alone moments, it really hits them how bad they feel, how low they feel. And that as well, remember in the beginning when I said you might be feeling really heavy right now, and like your normal routine is really lacking right now because you're just not feeling any motivation. It could be because you're picking up on this person. And if thoughts are popping into your head and you're ruminating over bad things, it could be because this person is going over their bad choices and the way they treated you. Depression, burning evidence. So for that to confirm depression, I think this person as well had a lot of stuff that they were hiding. And that could also be part of the unanswered questions. It's one thing to be like, there was conflict in the relationship and it wasn't going well, but still the way that they cut things off and just abandoned you, there's things that are unanswered right now. And they're going over that. And this is why I think this person's very bogged down with the things that they haven't revealed to you yet. Putting on a show. Okay, so this is the one that flipped over before, private relationship. So I'm hearing two things for that. They could be with someone else right now and they're putting on a show to this person that they're not so affected by you, but I'm also seeing them hiding their feelings for you by acting like this doesn't even affect them anymore, that they've moved on, that they're fine. Because putting on a show with private relationship, there might have been elements of your relationship that felt like you were kind of being hid, like this person was ashamed of you. But I think as well, this person is very good at coldly detaching from a situation and putting on this front like they're totally fine. But behind closed doors, all they think about is how they want to be with you and how the hell you'd even take them back after what they did. Bad choices, confirmed by I already know the tea. So again, this just confirms to me that this person knows the things they've done wrong here, and I think they're quite burdened by it right now. Anger management, that's the overall energy. So I think as well that they go over their anger issues. Again, how those anger issues have not just affected you, but everything in their life. Jobs, family relationships, work relationships. In general, because this person bottles things up and they repress, put on a show, act like it's water off a duck's back, nothing affects them. When they do snap, it's bad. And that's the anger management that they're reflecting on, that's causing them to feel quite low, because to suddenly really realize, and as well, they might feel kicked to the curb from you. So maybe if this person's tried to reach out to you before and you didn't respond because it felt like their communication was very like breadcrumbs, or like after everything you've done, that's how you're coming in, like with just hey or something silly like that, or liking a story or whatever. So they feel rejected too, even though they're the ones that massively abandon you. Silly. But this is what they're overthinking at the moment. All right, so let's get some more information on this, please. So this is my Anamkara deck. I went to go say French for it. It's not French, it's Gaelic for friendship. I think out of all my new decks, this is my absolute favorite, which is funny because when I saw it in the bookshop, I was like, the pictures that they put on the back, I was like, not that. But when I Googled it, I was like, actually, this is a really cute deck. So then I went and grabbed it and bought it. I just love it. It's so cute. Trust, okay? So perhaps this person as well is really trying to learn to trust their intuition, learn to trust that they trust their feelings for you, especially if they've been trying to push them away for so long. But the message says, I walk the thread that spirit weaved, no matter how, if seen or in the dark. So cute. Beautiful colouring. And I just heard trustful as well. So it's like, it could be as well, this person's trying to build up the courage to come towards you because they don't know how they're going to be received. Lither. Number 43, harvest as attention goes to the little things. Today's care is tomorrow's offering. And that's number 8, by the way. Well, we're in August. So 8, 43, 4, 5, 6, 7. The number 7 could be significant. One more. Number 2, unity. Through the veil of all that lives and dies, I see the pieces of the same light. All right, so let's find these. Alchemist. So I think that's you right now. You're the alchemist that's trying to transmute your, the negative energy of this situation into something positive so that you can... What is going on with my doors? Maybe you're having door issues. Anyway, and blue's really standing out to me, but that could be because of the blue of his jacket and the blue of my nails. Indigo, this is indigo, so maybe indigo is an important colour for you. But let's read these. I paused it on 222. Letting go and believing. I walk the thread that spirit weaved, no matter how, if seen or in the dark. In order to experience something extraordinary, a leap of faith is required, a risk-taking. This moment now is for you, so forget your need to control things. You have set your creation in motion and shouldn't try to put yourself in the place of the universe. Let it work for you. As all the magic of your power resides here, your intention gave birth to the movement of the universe. Now let it go. Trust that your Anam Cara is there for you. You know the magic is happening, so don't try to figure it out, or worse, control it. Trust the universe, your power, your divinity, and your creative essence. Cinderella didn't ask her good fairy godmother how her dress was made or why she had to be home by midnight. She welcomed the gift made to her without asking any questions. And you need to do the same. Be innocent and shout, I believe in fairies. And don't worry about understanding everything. It is sometimes confusing for your human understanding. Because you are a creator but don't have a handle on all aspects of what you create or how you bring the universe to make it happen, you sometimes need to just trust this force, believe it is moving things for your best interest, and welcome what is to come. Just had what is it called? That movie, not Hook, although I love the movie Hook, the Peter Pan where he's like, I do believe in fairies, I do. Okay, so again with finances here, rewards, saving and spending. Harvest as attention goes to the little things. Today's care is tomorrow's offering. While everyone enjoys the light and exuberance of summer months, there is a secret language behind it. Welcome the shadow that comes next. Do not use all your strength at once, and you will need it further down the path. If you celebrate the longest day of the year at the summer solstice, you may tend to forget you also welcome the decrease of light and the fact that important work needs to take place, gathering every little thing. And that just made me think as well, all this stuff that's happening in the background that you can't see, the work that you're doing on yourself, Perhaps you're trying to save and get your bad finances in order and get yourself back on track. All those things take time, and in that time you will see, for instance, like your savings slowly building up, and when you watching that number slowly go up, it will build your confidence too. But trusting that with time and things going on behind the scenes that you can't see, there is a harvest season waiting for you. Every little thing that will take you through the colder months. Make jams and candles and pile up magical herbs for your health and beauty potions. When you are at your best, you need to count your graces and fill your stockings. So it's kind of like as well, when you're doing really well, build up your resources so that when you're, I see a lot of videos on TikTok of people when they're like, when they're anxious, they've already set themselves up a little kind of sensory pack so that when they're having like an episode or panicking, they go get that little pack that they made when they were feeling good to help calm them down. And it'll be have like a fluffy blanket and maybe a book that makes them feel really safe, or little trinkets, like things like that. They have as like a ready to go bag that they dip into. So same thing with them saying during the summer, make the candles, collect the herbs, and then during the winter, you have your stuff all stocked up. So as well with savings. A conscious gratitude when you are facing prosperity means you can welcome less straightforward times. Keep this thankful spirit of plenitude flowing. Behind the apparent recklessness of summer lies long-term work for your children, your future generation. What do you want to leave them with? Everything you create today will keep blooming tomorrow. But if you neglect or overlook the duties of transmission, you'll be left with very little. Action. Every day presents itself as a blessing. Honor what is given and may be taken away by drawing a circle with salt, sand, earth, or any symbolic form. Bring inside it during a full moon cycle all the graces you want to say thank you for, with trinkets representing those. When the new moon presents itself, you may do the same work, but let go of things that do not serve you anymore. So as well, and that's on page 99, let go, like the end of a cycle. You might want to work with the moon phases, and you might also be noticing certain times during the month where you're heightened and when you're lowering. And as well, if I'm speaking to a feminine collective, your period cycles. All right, unity. Okay, so interconnection, mirror effect. And mirroring was one of the first cards that I saw on here, but it didn't come out. So I think perhaps you are mirroring. And again, that would explain how in the beginning when I said you're feeling very heavy and low, and this person connected to you, if they're going through a depression and they're reflecting on all the what bad decisions they've made, you're picking up on that. That is mirroring. If you take the time to focus on your inner flicker of light, you will quickly realize it doesn't shine on its own. This light connects you with others, and better yet, teaches you that we are all of the same essence. Humans, animals, plants, all living beings incarnate as a unique higher being. We are in our purest state of love. Your Anamkara invites you to have a look at the world around you and try to feel this connection. It is not always easy, obviously, but if you acknowledge the frames that have been erected, you will experience the bond between us all. Because we are one, what you do will inspire others, and what you share will be shared again. When we are filled with fear, we become aggressive and critical, but when we are filled with confidence, we free ourselves from limitations. Together we create tomorrow's world. Never forget that the universe constantly shows you mirrors so you get the opportunity to improve. Action. Understand you are never alone. With new eyes, consider others as part of you, with their fears, hopes, and questions. Try to look at the situation without judgment. When you have a disagreement with someone, instead of instinctively defending your position, put yourself in their skin. It is not easy, but you'll soon realize their reaction comes from fear or misunderstanding. just as you fear or misunderstand. Just as you fear or misunderstand, meet them halfway to reconcile. So I actually think that a reconciliation is on the cards for this collective. It's just that you're needing to move through certain emotions and kind of put the work into your finances, your home life. Maybe you need to do a big clean. You've been procrastinating. Gathering your herbs, so to speak, literally gathering herbs, or just like, for instance, I did a huge batch of chicken soup. Got all the ingredients, made a big batch, put them all into containers and stacked them up in the freezer. So whenever I want to just defrost and have soup, especially we're going into spring in Australia, so it's the opposite. But during the whole winter, I've eaten so much chicken soup and I love it. I love chicken soup, but it's something that it's like you need to get your resources stocked up so that you can look after yourself properly. Those are the things that you're needing to kind of get routine, get flow with, so that you are in a place where you can welcome in some kind of reconciliation. And as well, this talks about understanding one another. So yes, this person hurt you deeply, and yes, they need to take accountability for their actions, and if they want to come in, they need to show that they've changed and grown. But there needs to be compassion and understanding on both sides. They need to come in with compassion and understanding that you're jilted and are going to need to see real action, and that your boundaries might be quite hard in the early beginning. But your compassion towards them, understanding that that's the only way they knew how to handle that situation at the time. It's not an excuse for how they treated you, but it's about understanding that sometimes when people have coming from a broken place and they don't know how to handle a situation, it's not a reflection on you how you were treated. It's a reflection on them and their own wounding. And having that understanding takes the sting out a little bit, because it's like that's the only way this person knew how to handle the situation at the time. But if they're coming back having learnt their lesson and willing to create a solid foundation to reconcile, then if you want to, allow them to show you that change. Okay. So let's see how this person views you and the connection. Actually, for some reason, I want all these dice. See if there's any numbers that are significant that you need to, that can tie you to this reading too. 4 and 32. You might be 32, but you could be an April baby, or it could also be 3, 4, 5. So maybe the 4th of May or the 5th of April are significant. But I want to grab these quickly just to see what it is this person would want to say to you, and then we'll get how they view you in the connection. I hate that I hurt you, see? I hate that I hurt you. You didn't deserve this. Please don't blame yourself. It was my fault. This person, again, I think they're bogged down by the error of their bad choices right now, so they can't communicate this, but this is something they go over. They know that they caused a lot of pain here. They know that they abandoned you. And again, how I said, the way they ended things is not a reflection on your character. It shouldn't affect your worthiness or self-esteem. That's the only way they knew how to handle that situation at that time, because they were a broken person already. And I think this person recognizes the pain they've caused here and that they abandoned you. And they don't want you to blame yourself. They know it was their fault. They know that they didn't know how to handle it any better at that time. And that is not to invalidate the pain they caused you. It's just to be able to see the whole situation from above. I'm tired of the silent treatment, so they do feel rejected by you, which the irony after they've abandoned you. But anyway, I'm tired of the silent treatment. I want to sit down and talk about this once and for all. Again, the coffee cup, wanting to converse and talk more. feeling uplifted. They miss your presence. They're flipping over but not coming out. That could be because they're not ready to speak yet. Do you think about me? Do you still want me? Do you still love me? I need to know if I should move on. I'm hurting. I don't think this person can move on. That's why they're hurting, but they're trying to pretend that they're not. The grass wasn't greener. I regret my actions. I'm a fool. Again, they're going over their bad choices, but whatever seduced them to end things with you. It could have been a conversations with a friend, and their friend's advice was to leave you, and in the end they took it. Or their family told them to leave you, and in the end they did it. And it could, whatever seduced them to drop you that way. Yeah, it was easier to lie than to tell you the truth. I wish I could take it all back. So they might have even said to you that no one had any influence over them, but they actually were getting opinions from others, and they allowed those opinions to lead them to the decision to abandon you. I didn't feel like I was on your level. You're a boss. I'm very insecure. So you're mirroring insecurities too. So how this person made you feel worthless and like you were disposable, they perhaps felt that way because from you, but because of their insecurities. If they then as well saw you as someone so beautiful and radiant, and you garnered a lot of attention just naturally, it's almost like they wanted to hurt you before you could hurt them, or they wanted to leave you before you leave them. I have abandonment issues, but then they abandoned you. I grew up in a single parent household. I had a rough childhood. So it's almost like the broken parts of them caused them to treat you the way they had been treated, which is not... Treat others how you want to be treated. Alright, so let's see how they view you in the connection. Control. So maybe someone had control over their choices as well. Again, if they went to someone for advice, or someone kept telling them to leave you and they did, perhaps they're going over how much control this person has in their life. New beginnings. So when they think of you, they want a new beginning. They want a fresh start, to begin a new chapter, or even start a whole new book together. I think they are heavily going over taking this leap towards you. You could be a Virgo, or they could be. Green. I'm seeing so much green right now, and obviously I'm wearing green. And I heard four-leaf clover. It's the Irish stuff coming out. But you could just be very into nature. So say, for instance, you've got people that just love to be near the beach. You might be like a rainforest person, or someone that just loves to be around like surrounded by grass and trees and plants. It just really makes you feel at home. Which that would make sense if you're a Virgo too, because Virgos are an earth sign. More green, again. Mind, body and spirit healing. So they think that they feel you have quite a healing energy. You could be some form of healer, even if it's like you're a massage therapist, or you do Reiki, or you're a therapist even. But they see you as someone that has very healing energy. You're very calm, and they probably reflect on how calm you made them feel when you two were in balance and the relationship was going well. But they feel as well like you have done a lot of healing, so they might be able to see things that you post. Divine masculine. So maybe they see you as being in your divine masculine. So if you resonate as the feminine, we still all have masculine and feminine in us. It's about balancing the energies. So they could see that you're quite assertive and driven, and you've been taking a lot of action in your life, and that could be why they're seeing you as quite healed. And as well, because people aren't going to post, you do see people posting videos of themselves crying, but for the most part, people post their lives looking so amazing. So they can't see when you're in pain or when you've been struggling, because you don't post about it. So to them, it looks like you're just a whole new person and you're doing very well for yourself. Change. So I think they're going over the changes they need to make, but as well to have a new beginning with you, they need to show. But I think they've seen you change a lot. 555, you might be seeing 555 a lot, but I think they're preparing to take this leap of faith. I think you've both been going through a transformation period of time, and I think that this person might be Earth is flipped over. So yeah, you could be an Earth sign, but they see you as very grounded runner. So they might think that you're running from the connection, or that you see them as the runner. So because they see, this is how they see you in the connection, they could be seeing themselves as your divine masculine, and that they needed to go through some serious mind, body and spirit healing, but knowing that they ran from this connection, the way they abandoned you, knowing how they treated you was wrong. Let it go. So, and this says X on it, but situations and thoughts, I think this person's very in their head about how you're presenting right now as this action orientated driven person, that you might be the way you speak is very direct, so they might be expecting as well to have have some very sharp words directed at them if they were to take this leap of faith and reach out. But I think that they realize that that's something that they have to accept. If it's kind of like, okay, I need to cop this on the chin so that we can move forward. Does that make sense? But as well, they might feel like you've let them go. They might feel like you've moved on. Maybe they think you've met someone else. But family, I think the first thing that came to my mind is that family was what seduced them away from you. For instance, if you two were having problems anyway, and they would talk to their family about it, and their family's solution was always to leave you, they're too controlled, they're too impressionable by these people's opinions, and maybe that's something that they've reflected on too. They shouldn't be going to these people for opinions, especially if their wounding comes from these people. Why would you go to the people that broke you for advice on your relationship? So that's something that they might be reviewing too. For this to be the overall energy, I think they've seen a theme in their life of how it's kept them stuck in life. But as well, they might want to start a family with you. What's that? Third party, interferences, work and family. So I was right. So they were interfering here. Yes, if your person went to them for advice, they were actively seeking them out for advice, but they were only going to validate your person's views. They weren't going to ever be on your side or try to convince your person to work it out. Travel's flipped over, so maybe they have to travel to come to you. And they could also want to travel with you. This might be someone who likes to, but this is how they see you as well. So they might see you as someone that loves to travel and needs that excitement in your life. You don't like to sit around doing nothing all the time. And maybe as well, part of what you wanted was to have a family with this person. So they go over that when they think of you as well. But celebration, get together, party, special occasions. So you might have a special occasion coming up, or they might be going over a celebration that you two shared together, like engagement. There's a memory that's really on their mind right now. So maybe those dates tie to a memory that they have with you, that's heavily on their mind right now, like a happy memory. Maybe even, like, say for instance, you were the kind of person that when it's your person's birthday, you really spoil them, and they're going over that kind of memory. Awakening. So they see you as having gone through an awakening, that you're quite spiritual. How you view the world, they might see you as quite enlightened, but Kundalini. So they really feel like you have gone through a big change in your life. Got fire, so they could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could be, but this person has a lot of passion for you. They're very fired up about coming towards you, I think, but they're also still feeling very heavy and depressed about... And I just heard as well, the whole, where would we be now if we'd stuck it out? We could have had a family by now. We could have bought a house by now. Like, where would we be if we were still together now? Where would our lives be if we were still together now? But that being said, space was obviously needed here, because if this person's instinct was to abandon you and run away, there was things that had to be healed here. And there was obviously already issues in the relationship. What is going on with my doors? They keep slamming. Are they opening and closing again? Do I have ghosts? What the hell? Okay, let's see the potential future of this, and then I'll get how you view them and the connection. Potential future of this, please. That's 3 times my doors have slammed now. The Devil. So, with the 10 of Swords, I think this... Hang on, let me get some more. Because I don't think the future of this is addiction and pain. I think that's the past of this connection. 4 of Cups. And I just noticed as well, it says new message. So I think this person's soon going to message you. Clarity with the Ace of Swords. Strength. So again, this person could be a Leo. But... And number 8 again. So maybe August is a significant time of celebrations or important dates, but as well the transformation you're going through. Maybe August is a big month for you both to be going through this transition period leading up to communication, but they want to offer you something with the Ace of Pentacles. And 3 of Wands, another card about travel. This person is putting a lot of thought into the future with you as well, because this is planning and foresight. So this person's putting a lot of thought into planning. I think they want to leave this behind. They might have addictions that they're needing to let go of, and also wanting to drop all these swords in their back that others have caused, but they've also done to themselves. It's like by hurting you, they hurt themselves too. And also kind of that shame of feeling like that's not who I want to be, but I still did it. And it goes against the character that they want to see themselves as, especially if loyalty and dependability is something that you want to stand by, but then you hurt the person you love and you abandon them. That's the opposite of those traits. Does that make sense? They want to be better. But they do want to come in with some kind of offer with this Ace of Pentacles and give you clarity with this Ace of Swords. There is a new beginning on the way, because you've got 2 aces here, which is the beginning. But they're trying to find the strength to do this, again, because they might be worried about how they're going to be received. But then a part of them is also aware that even if they're received negatively, they kind of deserve that. And that is part of the plan, so to speak, on there might be negativity in how they're received by you to start with, but that has to happen to clear the air so that a solid foundation can be made, so that you two can plan for the future. They want to plan a future with you, and again, they might have to travel to come towards you, which I think it's coming in quick, because Knight of Swords is the quickest knight, or one of the quickest knights. But the thing is, they rush in and they come in on this high, and then it goes from a high to a low, so they need to take it easy, because you don't want them rushing in and making all these promises again that they can't keep. Again, future planning, going slow, not rushing in when you're not ready to actually offer someone emotional stability yet. With the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, so I think they're letting go of the people that have control of them, the people that were there, because this is 3 people coming together. So I think there was multiple people involved in the demise of this, aside from their ill treatment. But I think as well, their ill treatment of you was a reflection of these other influences in their life. They're dropping these people, or at least putting in some firm boundaries. These people aren't the ones that are going to go to, I just heard mastermind. So it's almost like as well, these people were masterminds in the background trying to get rid of you as well. So if that's something, the future of this, not working with these people anymore. And again, even just saying not working with these people anymore, they might be leaving a job. They might work for a friend or family. And these people they've had too much influence over this person and they're walking away from this job situation. And as well, if there is travel involved here, then 3-3, so maybe threes are important too. But if they would have to travel to come to you, then they would have to leave whatever job they're at. But there's something around other people being involved here that they're needing to get rid of, or at least move away from. Too many cooks in the kitchen, too many opinions, too many people involved here that should have stayed out of it. King of Swords, so very logical though. It might be their approach comes across kind of cold, but I think they're trying to be very logical about this situation, especially again if there's big changes that need to happen here. But they're loyal and they do make promises and keep them. If it was in reverse, it would be emotionally manipulative, but Six of Pentacles, equal give and take, especially if this person, a big part of the problem was that they take, and they don't even realize they were doing it. They want to give as much as they receive. I think that's part of what they're realizing as well, is how much they took from you and didn't give anything back, but then you were the thing that had to go. One more. Three more then. Okay, Knight of Cups. So they do want to offer you some, like they want to come in with a romantic offer. I think they do have all this love for you, and they want to celebrate with you. But I think that, because again, Three of Cups, 333, that's important. That's about alchemizing and balancing things out. But other people being involved in this connection is not going to work. So that is something that it's like, yes, build a community. This is about celebrating with people though. So this could be about the future of this connection, could be celebrations around your connection. So say for instance, marriage was promised in the past, and then you two get together and it doesn't take long for you to actually just go and get married. You might elope, but there's celebrations to come from this. You will get justice in this situation, and this person wants to give you justice too. They don't want to come in and they don't want to give you the impression that it's going to go down the way it did last time. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. So they slow and steady wins the race. They know that they need to set solid foundations with you and also for themselves. They need to come in from a stable place so that they're not rushing in with nothing really true to offer you. It needs to be grounded, it needs to be logical, and it needs to have foresight and planning. Because rushing into anything is just bound to fail. So I know I just said about, like, say you two aren't together very long before you do actually tie the knot. It could be an element of picking up where you left off and realizing after a few months that things are different this time, and really cementing the commitment, but not rushing the reunion. As in, again, if there's travel involved here too, you can't rush it because there's going to be distance. The Empress, but they see you as their Empress. So, and they're very, that's a Taurus card too. So another earth sign. You're very grounded, very just heard earth angel, like just very natural and beautiful and compassionate, nurturing. You'd be a great parent. Just, I'm seeing those videos where people say if you can fall asleep around someone, then it means that they calm your nervous system. So I think you are that for this person too. Alright, so to close this out, I just want to get how you view them. Trauma. So you feel like they only caused you trauma, but you realize that they had a lot of trauma too, which again, at the time, all they knew how to do was cut and run, because they didn't know any other way to get away from the pain that they were feeling if there was problems in your connection. There's someone that when it came to emotions, they would just get very overwhelmed, and maybe you do too, and the heaviness caused them to just wanted to go into isolation, which meant ending things and cutting you off. But the intimacy, the intense intimacy you two shared, that chemistry is just undeniable. And you feel even, again, like I said in the beginning, how you're going over, if someone really loved me, they wouldn't treat me that way. Distance, so there is distance here. They wouldn't treat me this way, and so how do I let go of this person? So it's like you don't know why you still feel this such intense pull towards them when they hurt you so badly. Incoming communication, so you might be feeling pulled to communicate with them, especially if it's been a while. So maybe that pull to want to reach out to them is making you think, is it because they're about to reach out to me? But addictions, so they did have addictions, whether it's substances, alcohol, gambling, social media, certain websites, very bad, things that are very bad for you. You feel like this person was controlled by addictions. Smoking. So, but you see this person as quite tapped in. They might have very good intuition, and when they're trusting their intuition, they knew that they were coming from a wounded place, but then when things just got too much and they were too overwhelmed, again, they ran. But I think as well, you feel like this person is quite gifted when it comes to reading people, predicting certain things. And that could come from a place of trauma too. Because people that have had a trauma-filled upbringing, they tend to be very hyper-vigilant of their surroundings. So they notice any kind of mood changes in people. So they might have actually said a lot of things to you that you were thinking and you're like, what the heck? Or they would know, they were very observant and they noticed when your mood would change. But mission, you might feel as well that the intensity you felt towards this person almost blocked their mission, but a part of you feels like you two this intensity must mean that there's some kind of divinely orchestrated path that you two are meant to share together. Incoming communication. Wisdom, knowledge, intuitive seeker. So that's another thing. You feel like this person has so much wisdom. You really do feel like this person is quite gifted, because there's a lot about intuitive knowledge here. So this person might be a bit of an oracle, someone that you see as very gifted, but maybe they hide those gifts from people usually, but you got to see that side of them. Addictions. In a union, so you feel like if this person did the work and really loved themselves properly, they could release themselves from these addictions. that self-worth for them was also an issue. Even if they came off with this big bravado, like they loved who they were, they obviously felt like they weren't good enough for you, because they said in that part, I'm insecure because you were so, I looked at you and just thought, why would you want me? And so those insecurities are what keep them trapped in addictions. But karmic energy, again, you got karmic in the first deck, so you're worried that this person is a karmic. But the highs and lows, how turbulent this connection was. When you think of this person, you are ruminating on the conflict, the drama, the highs and lows of this connection. The overall energy of this is like, you see the potential of this person. You know that when they're balanced, and if they could just love themselves more, they could break free of these addictions. That if they do this healing and they really tap into their true internal oracle and trust their intuition, that they will come back to you. But that overall, there was so many ups and downs in this relationship that it's like, could this ever work? Can these things be healed so that we can be together? Alright, I want to get that pink deck again, because I want to see what is actually, if there is anything coming in the next few weeks, or whether this is literally just, hang on, what's this? Well-deserved reward and sadness and isolation. That literally encompasses this whole reading. I think they're the ones that are in sadness and isolation right now. Again, number 3. And then number 9, the ending of a cycle. I think this is where you're at. Well-deserved reward. You are someone that's climbed this mountain, and you're ready to reap the rewards of all the hard work and healing you've been putting into yourself. Whereas this person is going into isolation, and they're feeling quite depressed about the situation as it is. So you're very much in different chapters right now, and I think that's what this reading is about. This is the energy this person is in right now. They're feeling quite low, and they're thinking of all the ways they want to come towards you and thinking about their future with you. But you're in a more ready to receive abundance type energy. All right, so let's say the next 4 weeks. What is coming in the next 4 weeks? I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun flirting. Wanting to date. So you might be putting yourself out there to date other people in the meantime. Kisses, unconditional loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love, but also just falling in love with yourself, giving yourself that love and affection. Paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and in life, self-love, self-care, being happier. Okay, so under I like you, you've got clock, so time was needed here. Time and space was needed here to heal the damage that was done. It's not that it doesn't need to be addressed, it does, and through time and action, you need to see a change in this person, but it has taken some time here. I think it has been quite some time since you've heard from this person. Love call, there you go. So that's to confirm kisses, unconditional loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. So this person in the next 4 weeks is going to come in and express their love for you. It might not be like this big grand gesture where they call you and go, I'm so in love with you, I made all these mistakes. It might just be a conversation to start. That they've been thinking of you and they wanted to talk to you and just communicate that kind of way. But this is because they have so much love for you and they want to give to you because they took a lot from you in the past. And as well, that kind of like butterflies in the beginning of a relationship. I think as well, with you getting that intimacy and intensity for them, you do have that chemistry where it's like when you hear from them again, it's like you do get those butterflies even though they've hurt you. Paradise. So there is going to, in the next 4 weeks, there is going to be some form of communication, and this person is going to express how they feel about you. And give you clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor. Acting in an honorable way towards you. The sword and the rose. Roses might be something that is significant for you, which could be for a lot of people. A lot of people like roses, but they want to come in and give you clarity about the situation. Again, that whole needing closure over certain unanswered things. And also clarity on their love for you. And acting out of honor instead of dishonor. Healthy choices. But regardless, I think this communication is going to be positive for you and for them. Yeah, so the heartbreak that this caused for both of you, and how you've both had to make healthy decisions for yourselves in this time apart, working on your own self-care, trying to be happier, working on your own self-worth, self-love, in love and in life, and just for yourself. The healthy choices you had to make during this separation period, that you had to, both of you had to grieve through a lot of this. This person's mourning the loss of you right now, and perhaps feeling a little lost. And part of this communication is wanting to discuss that they also were deeply hurt by this separation, and that they didn't just leave you and felt nothing. And that's not to say that means that, oh, well, you were hurt too, so that makes it okay. Not, but I think they know this. It's not like they're coming in to play the victim and be like, feel sorry for me. But soulmate. So I think that you both see each other as soulmate, and that there's some kind of contract that you two share. Again, there's a mission that you two share to fulfill in this lifetime. Alright, so to close this out, I just want to get this other deck. Hold on. Okay, so let's get a divine door to close out this message. Forgive and forget. There you go. A ritual cleansing of pain and lies. Arise and awaken. See a new sunrise. So it's about addressing the pain that was caused here. You're not necessarily going to forget, but over time, again, time and action of this person proving themselves to you and not letting their pride get in the way will help you to move past the pain and the lies that was caused here. And the sun is setting on that old story, and you're about to start a new story with this person, a brand new chapter. So perhaps as well, you need to do some kind of ritual that helps you to, you might write down all the things that have upset you in the last couple of years with this person, or and everything in your life. And then burn that piece of paper and be like, I release all this baggage that I've been carrying, so I can have a fresh start, just for yourself. And see if that helps you. And to feel that weight off your chest, off your shoulders, so that you can get on with building the life that you want to have for yourself. And then there's the element of you two building something, the sun setting on the old story, and you can watch the sunrise together on your new story. So hopefully that gave you some peace of mind, or even if all of that didn't resonate, you're getting something out of it, some messages that can help you. So yeah, I'll see you soon.